Picture this. Prince Harry walks into Buckingham Palace, a place that once represented duty and tradition, and he's not there for a quiet, respectful family meeting. No, instead, he's come prepared with a list of demands so bold they could make even the most scandalous Netflix drama seem tame. At the top of the list, Meghan Markle's full reinstatement as royalty. We're talking the whole deal. HRH status, bows, curtsies, the royal treatment. But here's the kicker. Meghan voluntarily stepped down from her royal duties in 2020, making this demand not just unexpected, but borderline outrageous. Harry's not just asking for a symbolic gesture. He wants Meghan to be treated with the same respect as any working royal when she steps foot in the UK. And it gets even bolder. He reportedly wants Prince William, the future King of England, to physically bow to Meghan when they meet. Yes, you read that right. The man who's next in line to the throne, the one tasked with upholding centuries of tradition, would be asked to bow to Harry's wife. To say this is a hard sell is an understatement. Many royal insiders are calling Harry's request delusional, and who can blame them? After all that's transpired, the Oprah interview, the Netflix docuseries, the memoirs, and the public jabs at the royal family asking for royal deference for Meghan is like throwing gasoline on an already simmering fire. The palace, already struggling to maintain its public image, is now faced with a request that could push the tension to an all-time high. As if the royal treatment for Meghan wasn't enough, Harry's demands go even further. Now, he's pushing for something even more controversial: bulletproof security for his family, and not just any security, but fully funded by the monarchy. This comes after the British government ruled that Harry, as a non-working royal, is no longer entitled to taxpayer-funded protection. But instead of accepting that outcome, Harry is reportedly trying to shift that financial burden directly onto his father, King Charles. The logic behind this demand: Harry claims that he and his family won't visit the UK unless they're guaranteed top-tier protection. But here's the twist: they want the monarchy to foot the bill. It's a move that's raising eyebrows across the royal circles. After all, Harry and Meghan stepped away from their royal duties back in 2020, choosing to live in California and build their own brand. Now, they're essentially asking the royal family to pay for their safety, despite no longer fulfilling official royal roles. This isn't just about security, it's about a wider sense of entitlement. Harry seems to think that despite their departure from the royal fold, the perks of royal life should still be extended to them. It's a demand that is only adding fuel to the already blazing fire of tensions between Harry and the rest of the family, especially considering the taxpayer funding already in question. The idea that Harry is trying to make his father personally responsible for his family's safety, on top of everything else, doesn't sit well with many, who see this as a step too far in his attempt to renegotiate his exit from the royal family. As if security and royal treatment weren't enough to shake up the palace, Harry's demands extend into territory that the royal family has very little control over: the media. It's reported that Harry wants strict press management for any future UK appearances, with a set of conditions that would make any royal public relations team break a sweat. The stakes are high. Harry isn't asking for vague reassurances, he's demanding guarantees. No more paparazzi snapping candid shots of his children, no more unnamed sources leaking details to tabloids, and certainly no more surprise interviews. He wants the press muzzled. He wants control. In an age where smartphones and social media dominate the landscape, this is an almost impossible ask. The royal family, with all its influence, no longer has the same power to control every narrative, especially when it comes to tabloid culture and paparazzi. Yet, Harry is pushing for this kind of media management, a move that is as ambitious as it is unrealistic. In many ways, it's a nod to how much power he believes he still wields, despite having stepped away from the royal spotlight. For many insiders, this is the most audacious part of Harry's demand. The monarchy, despite its age-old traditions, has had to adapt to a new era where every royal appearance is captured in real time, and public figures have no choice but to contend with the constant barrage of media attention. Harry's demand to rein in this attention feels like an attempt to both protect his family and rewrite the rules of engagement with the press rules that the royal family has spent centuries navigating, often through their own messy and controversial relationships with the media. It's a tall order that leaves the palace once again caught between what is ideal and what is possible. At the heart of all these demands lies a deeper issue: Harry's apparent belief that the monarchy owes him and Meghan a second chance. After stepping away from their royal duties in 2020, They chose a new life in California, but it seems that for Harry, the royal perks and privileges should still be on the table. The idea of returning to the fold under their terms is nothing short of rewriting the conditions of their exit. It's almost as if Harry believes that, despite leaving the royal family behind, he and Meghan should still enjoy the benefits of royal life. The respect, the titles, the protection. Harry doesn't just want reconciliation, he wants the monarchy to extend an olive branch in a way that makes them feel like they never left. The request to reinstate Meghan's HRH status, the demand for security, and the control over the press all add up to one thing. Harry expects the monarchy to accommodate him and Meghan's choices, even though those choices involved publicly stepping away from their royal roles. It's an entitlement that seems to ignore the reality of their departure. The royal family has always been about duty and service, but Harry's list of demands reads more like a renegotiation of his royal exit, one that suggests respect should be handed to him on a silver platter rather than earned through time, dedication, and responsibility. It's a move that's bound to cause tension with the royal family, particularly those like Prince William, who have worked tirelessly to preserve the integrity of the monarchy. For them, the idea that Harry can walk back in with a set of terms that challenge everything they stand for feels not just audacious, but disrespectful. Behind Harry's list of audacious demands, there's one key figure who may be quietly pulling the strings: Meghan Markle. Sources close to the situation are suggesting that Meghan's influence is far greater than it might appear on the surface, and some even believe that these demands aren't just Harry's ideas, but Meghan's vision for their future with the royal family. The request from Meghan to be treated as royalty, the insistence on security, and the press control. It all points to a deeper, strategic effort to reshape their narrative and reassert their place within the royal world. If Meghan is indeed behind this, it would make perfect sense. She's shown time and again that she's not one to shy away from crafting her own story, from launching her podcast to advocating for social change. Her silence throughout these negotiations speaks volumes. It's calculated. By staying out of the spotlight, she allows Harry to take the heat, while she holds the power in the background. This dynamic is dangerous for the royal family. If Meghan is orchestrating these moves, it's not just a family dispute anymore. It's a calculated power play, testing how far Harry and Meghan can push the monarchy and how far King Charles is willing to go to keep the peace. It's as if they're asking for a complete reset. One where their royal status is redefined and the relationship with the family is reworked on their terms. This isn't just about reconciliation, it's about control, and the monarchy is caught in the middle of a game that they never fully agreed to play. The demands being placed on King Charles are not just a family matter, they have massive public implications. The royal family, once seen as a united front, is now splintering, and every move Charles makes could shift public sentiment in unpredictable ways. On one side, Harry is asking for respect and security, but on the other, he's questioning the very institution he once belonged to. If Charles agrees to these demands, especially the request to reinstate Meghan's HRH status, it could signal to the public that rebellion within the royal family comes with rewards. It would be seen as a major concession, potentially undermining the authority of other key figures in the monarchy, most notably Prince William. Prince William, the future king, is already at odds with his brother. His focus isn't on family reconciliation, it's on preserving the monarchy's integrity. William reportedly believes that giving in to Harry's demands would be a dangerous move, setting a precedent that could weaken the very foundation of the royal family. He's made it clear that he will not bow to Meghan, not out of spite, but out of principle. If Harry's list of demands is met, William fears it would signal weakness, opening the door for anyone to return to the family with conditions, and perhaps even challenge the future of the monarchy itself. The public is watching every move closely, and there's no turning back from the decisions being made now. If King Charles capitulates, he risks losing the support of the public, especially those who believe Harry and Meghan should have no place in the royal spotlight after so publicly turning their backs on the family. On the other hand, if Charles refuses, he may alienate his son even further, worsening an already fragile relationship. Either way, the consequences are significant, and it's clear that the stakes are much higher than just a family dispute. The monarchy's future is hanging in the balance, and Charles, as both a king and a father, is caught in a tightrope walk with no easy way out. As the drama unfolds behind palace walls, the royal family is facing a full-blown PR crisis, one that's being fueled by constant media leaks and speculation. Harry and Meghan have made headlines time and again, and now their every move is being dissected by the press. But it's not just about what's being said, it's about what's being leaked. Rumors swirl that Harry and Meghan's camp is actively shaping the narrative, releasing carefully timed stories to keep the public on edge. From their desire for media control to the broader public campaign, it's clear that they are playing the press game on their own terms. The royal family, on the other hand, has always tried to maintain a sense of mystery and dignity. But in this modern era of social media and instant reporting, their ability to control the narrative is slipping. It's almost as if Harry and Meghan have recognized this and are now using the media to their advantage, knowing that every leak, every rumor, and every whisper adds to the drama. This game of narrative control is increasingly dangerous, with one wrong move sparking an all-out media frenzy. To complicate matters even further, there's the rumor of an upcoming documentary involving Harry, which could stir up even more controversy. Insiders are suggesting that the documentary may involve Diana's legacy, specifically the involvement of her brother, Earl Spencer. If this is true, things could get even messier. Earl Spencer, known for his blistering eulogy at Princess Diana's funeral, is not a fan of the royal family, and if he teams up with Harry, it would bring old wounds to the surface, reigniting the feud with Prince William and raising tensions that the monarchy has spent years trying to heal. In a time when public opinion can shift with a single headline, the monarchy's handling of this situation is crucial. The silence or actions of Harry and Meghan speak volumes, leaving the palace to clean up the mess. And their involvement in this growing media circus, especially with the potential involvement of Earl Spencer, could shake the monarchy to its core. The stakes have never been higher, and with every new leak and every new story, the royal family's image hangs in the balance. As the demands escalate and the royal drama intensifies, one thing is clear: the future of the monarchy is more uncertain than ever. This is no longer just about family members sitting down for a heart-to-heart. This has evolved into a high-stakes game, where the terms of engagement are being rewritten in real time. Harry and Meghan's growing list of demands, from Meghan's HRH status to security and media control, paints a picture of a couple trying to claw their way back into the royal fold on their terms that many believe undermine the very institution they walked away from. The monarchy's image is on the line, and King Charles is now forced into a precarious position. His decision could either heal or deepen the divide within the royal family. If he agrees to Harry's terms, it would set a dangerous precedent, signaling that any royal, no matter how far removed, can return with demands and expect to be treated as if nothing has changed. On the other hand, if he rejects the terms, he risks pushing his son further away, possibly causing irreparable harm to their relationship and the monarchy's public image. The silence from Harry and Meghan only adds to the uncertainty. They have yet to deny or clarify the leaked details, allowing the media to spin the story further. This lack of rebuttal is being read as confirmation of the demands, which only fuels the fire and makes it harder for the palace to control the narrative. Every moment of silence, every leak, and every shift in public opinion adds more fuel to an already volatile situation. As the monarchy stands on the edge of a precipice, one question looms larger than ever. Can the royal family survive this crisis? Or will Harry's demands tear apart the fragile unity that has held the crown together for centuries? Whatever path King Charles chooses, it's clear that the road ahead is filled with unpredictable twists and a future that remains as uncertain as the monarchy's very survival. At the heart of this crisis isn't just a family feud. It's a full-blown war for control of the narrative. While the royal family has always been shrouded in mystery, with their carefully managed public image, Harry and Meghan have embraced a new era of transparency, using their platform to tell their own story on their own terms. They've left behind the constraints of royal protocol, carving out a new path that often feels more like a media strategy than a family reconciliation. And now, every decision, every statement, every move is part of a larger strategy to reshape how the world sees them, and, by extension, the royal family. This battle for the narrative is intensifying as Harry and Meghan continue to push their demands. If they succeed in having their terms met, It will rewrite the story of their royal exit, casting them as the victims and the monarchy as the oppressive institution. But if King Charles rejects them, it could spark a new round of press attacks, painting the king as heartless and unyielding, further complicating the royal family's image. In either case, the monarchy's legacy is being debated in the court of public opinion, where every word and every headline counts. And then there's the rumored involvement of Earl Spencer. If Harry allies himself with Diana's brother, the narrative could shift once again, focusing on the painful history of the royal family and the deep wounds left by Princess Diana's death. This is not just about a couple demanding respect. It's about a broader effort to control how the royal family story is told, one that could drag the monarchy into a full-scale PR disaster. By weaponizing Diana's legacy, Harry and Meghan could ignite a firestorm that forces the public to re-examine everything they thought they knew about the royal family. The monarchy, once the epitome of controlling grace, is now caught in a narrative war it never saw coming. The rules have changed, and the stakes are higher than ever. What once could be dismissed as a family matter has now become a fight for influence, power, and public perception. The royal family is no longer just defending its reputation, it's fighting for the very narrative of its existence. And with every move Harry and Meghan make, it becomes harder to predict who will control the story in the end.